Okay, War 11. Against next, I have 12 fights this war, and I had some really, really good music that I wanted to put up. Well, I like the music that I wanted to put over this. But then I ended up having, without any edits or anything like that, I had 28 minutes of war video. So, I don't think my phone could fit that many songs and stuff. So I'm just gonna do voiceover. So, um, first fight is this Hulkling node 2, taken it before. I've also taken it on node 19. So I'm gonna go SP3, SP2, and I'm just going to knock down on SP2s when I can. Oof, I forgot about that. So I accidentally blocked SP2, so I didn't heavy punish there because it rattled me because it did a lot of damage. But there we got that one off for SP3. So yeah, did not mean to block that like at all. Just took 10k health for no reason because I was being a doofus. But it's okay. It's not the biggest deal. It's just like a potion. I'm gonna take this into my phase and I'm gonna combo afterwards. So yeah, now the game plan is just gonna be build the SP2 heavy counter, drop it, should finish the fight. Well, heavy counter something, and then drop it and finish the fight. So I want him to throw this right now, and he has 2 indestructible charges left, and I wasn't really paying attention to that, so I just go ahead and throw it. So my middle 2 hits are gonna be indestructible, but then he gets killed by the 4th hit, which is 41k, which is a lot of damage. So ends the fight real nicely. I should have been watching indestructible charges better, but like it was fine. It wasn't like a big deal. Next fight is Nick Fury on node 11. And you know what? I'm actually gonna... I take this so much and it's so slow. It's really easy if I don't play it like an idiot like I have this season. I'm actually going to pause this audio recording and go speed up the fight. Alright, there we go. So I make one mistake here, which is going for... I went for that... for the heavy against the wall when he had too many charges because it activated on the medium I went in with. But that isn't even the main issue. The main issue is that he resisted my my heavy attack, which is not ideal, but it's fine. I wanted to knock down here. I think it's here. Yeah, there. So I didn't get punished, but it was not great. But I'm just gonna take it slow now. I get light entered there, and I didn't realize he didn't have any deep wounds on, so I dashed into SP2, even though I knew it would hit me. But that's fine. So yeah, fight's almost over. I'm gonna throw SP3 soon. There we go. Oh, never mind. Okay, next fight is one I've been petitioning taters for me to let me take for a while, and it is Kitty versus Kitty on node 22. Because it has aggression prowess, I only really like this if I can get an Odin, and I brought my own Odin, so it's not a problem. But because I want to be able to be hitting the whole time, you know what I mean? Because I don't want her prowess to just build up. So plan here is just gonna be get to my SP2, phase SP1 into SP2, and that ought to come close to killing with my increased prowess potency. And then plus a couple, like, stray combos should finish the job after that. Oh, I messed that one up a little bit, but it's, like, fine. Because you can see she's taking a lot of damage here, right? So, I want to phase this into my SB2. Don't get the best crit RNG. Like, it's not the worst, but I think with, like, 1 more crit, maybe 2, I would have killed. But I'm just going to throw SB1 here, because I'm hoping for more crits, but I'm out of phase, so I only get 1. So I'm just going to take that, and block and dex out, and I kind of forgot I was unblockable there. But one more combo finishes the fight. So that is a very easy fight. It's pretty safe too. And next fight is my favorite fight of this war. So it is Kitty versus Green Goblin. I have to wait for Wags. Hold up. Kitty versus Green Goblin on node 23. So the plan is going to be when he's at a bar of power, one bar of power, right? I wanna back off and use my indestructible to push him 2 bars of power. Like, it's fine if he throws SP1, but I'm not gonna like bait it. I'm just gonna wait for a good opening to go in. And then once he's at SP2, I'm just gonna go medium light dash back because it's easy to just phase, then dex out, and then phase back in. Whereas with SP1, you need to be ready to phase the whole thing. So I think I actually just kinda, for SP1, I just kinda mindless at the beginning. Yeah, it works out. So here I'm gonna go just medium light stuff. If he throws SP2, I phase the first hit, dex the second 2, phase the last hit. And then for this one, see, I back up. If he wants to throw it, perfect. It's just extra damage. If he doesn't want to throw it, push him to SP2. Power Focus 2 is super helpful for this node, actually. For this fight, at least. So I think he throws SP1 here. Yeah. See, so if you time it right, the last hit will also miss. But if you mistime it, the last hit you have to dex or block. So, timed it right there, so I can just phase the whole thing and then use white mags to help build back my prowess. But this fight is almost over. SP3 probably kills, but it's conduit, so I want to make like completely sure that it kills. You know what I mean? Oh, he finally backs up. Lets me go in. Phase, dex, phase, and that's the fight. Super clean. I like my strategy there. I would change. I wouldn't go for the mindless stuff at the very start, which is what I did, but I like what I did there, and I like the result. So next fight is going to be this APOC on node 25, and you'll see here when I'm going to apply my PS1, I have Mystic Boost on. Mystic Boosts are not necessary. Neither is a PS1 actually, but I'm using a 5-star and more, so I'm going to be as safe as I can. Actually, Mystic Boosts are very helpful here because it helps you avoid some sting damage. So I don't want him pushing above too many bars of power, so I'm going to bait heavies at the start. Ideally, he only gets 1 bar of power in this entire fight. So I'm going to throw SP2 here, and then I'm going to heavy counter SP1, and then I'm going to throw, I think, 2 more heavies into my SP2, and that ought to kill. Yeah, see, so perfect. I've taken this before, and before I had to take a sting damage because I didn't get up to my SP2 before he got to his second SP1. So I just took the sting. But here, with Mystic Boost, it helps me get up just that much faster. So, there we go. Okay, so now I make a boneheaded play against this Nova. So, a long while back, the spacing for Nova's heavy to counter it with your heavy is 2 dashbacks in heavy. And they changed that a while ago. But I haven't fought Nova since then, really. So it's now I know it's 1 dashback. But here I go 2 dashbacks, and I notice, oh, I'm way too far away. So I try and throw a light, and I end up just being way too late. So that was bad. He didn't punish me, but it's okay. So first SP2 is going to be with protection still up here. It's not the cleanest, but it works out. So now I just want to heavy counter this, throw SP2. If this is an R3 or R4, he's dead at this point, but that's a 5-star, so he's not dead at this point. Throw SP1, hopefully that kills. It doesn't, but just one more. I have a SP1 counter and combo, and he goes down. Okay, so next fight is Chavez, node 37, taking this with Kitty. You can take it with Tigra, but I don't know why you wouldn't take it with Kitty if you have the option. So, just intercept, save SP3 until it'll kill. If she throws heavy, try and interrupt it on the first dimension. So here, you see I'm phase walking at the start, and then she throws this, so I have to dex because I have no more phase. And I see, oh, she has no MD. I'm going to trigger dex as much as I want to. I'm not going to go for the phase blocks anymore. It's completely useless if I can just dex. So that makes this fight significantly easier. Like, it's not like this fight is, like, hard by any stretch of the imagination, but anything that'll make a fight easier, I'm going to capitalize off of, you know what I mean? So she throws SP2, just phase the whole thing. She should die in this Fury cycle. I think I phase into... I think I throw it here. Yeah. So she's dead. Really easy. Next fight is Valkyrie on node 39. So taking this kitty, I have white mags. White mags not necessary, but it is helpful because she has like a shark chance mechanic. So I'm just gonna hold power the whole fight. The thing for SV1, I practice this a good bit, is just you phase the first hit and then you just dash back 3 times, and then you can go back in with your phase up, and it'll be over. Or you can just do it by like the eyeball test, which is perfectly fine. And she just doesn't want to go for an interceptor here at the start. She's either throwing SV1 or she's just not, or she's just turtling up or dashing back. So finally goes for an intercept there, and it's going to get significantly easier from here on out. I'm going to bait SV1s when I can, just because like they're easier. And I mean, I don't know. If I can keep an opponent at low power, I'm going to keep the opponent at low power. So here I could have just pushed her, but I decided to just back off, let her throw that. So for SP2, I usually just miss the first hit, dex a bunch, and then dash in on the last hit, which is the projectile one. Which is, it's like perfectly fine, but I don't want any risk of like her getting to like 2.9 bars of power, and then I accidentally take a combo and she's at SP3 and I'm dead. So, but SP1 when I can. So that fight is easy, very very easy. And then I'm gonna do the same thing that I did for Nick here actually, and speed up this next fight because it is Kingered on 50. It's just medium lights the whole time, so yeah, give me a second while I do that. There we go. So yeah, sorry. No wags, but what you can do is if you can parry and then throw a light, you can throw the light before his before he purifies the debuff, and you can't do anything about it. You just gotta be pretty quick on it. So yeah, just medium lights. I'll give him like a chance to throw SV1, an extra chance if he wants to. But if not, I'll just push SV2. Phase block it if he's in Fury mode. Phase the whole thing if he's in Poison mode. Wait, no, Poison mode. Regen mode. Sorry, it's green. And Poison isn't green either, but you know what his SV2 burst shit is. So yeah, this is easy. It's just pretty slow. But no real risk. Pretty much none at all. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So my next fight is KP on 53 with Kitty. This is kind of terrible placement. Nothing about KP makes him good for this. Whoopsies, I think I overcut the video twice. I don't really care, it's fine. So KP is like bad here. Nah, he's real bad. So I'm gonna throw PS1 on here just for like added safety because I want the PS1 for next fight. So I might as well put it on this fight because the boss isn't open yet, so this fight and the next fight it'll be fine. Right, so it's just gonna be about get prowess up at the start. And then after that just medium light him to death, to be honest. Not the hardest thing in the world, not at all. And kind of fairly easy. But a couple wars ago, and I don't use this trick here, but I think I'm gonna test it a bit more in off season just to be positive. But so a trick that I've learned for 53, which makes sense if you think about it, but I wouldn't really expect it. You know what I mean? Is if you are using Kitty Pryde and you hit into his block with a medium and then like parry right after, so you're parrying while you're unfazed, you're still gonna get the prowess from the stun debuff. Which makes sense because it gets rid of the stun and then it gets rid of the stun on the other person and applies it to you, but it still counts it as a stun. You know what I mean? So that's a way if you only have like 3 prowess and you're struggling to build prowess in the fight, I think that's a good way to do it if you need to. And so something I want to test is I don't know why this wouldn't be the case, but if you throw on a wags on this node, would it give you 3 prowess? I'd have to assume that it would, just because that's how the game works. but I'm not completely positive on that. You know what I mean? Okay, and then this fight. So it's Cersei on 55 with tigra. I have a PS1 on from last fight. So I'm gonna throw SP2. Then I'm gonna throw SP3. Then I'm gonna throw SP2s. First SP2 in there. No, I wanna get SP3. And this fight. So coming into this war, I have not dropped a single AB in T1 or Masters, ever. So I'm obviously not trying to do that. So what happens here is I something happens in real life. I don't want to get into it, but I have to move. So I have to pause my game, and I come back, and there's no unpause button, and the SP3 animation won't play. And I'm trying everything. I had to disconnect a couple wars ago. Some of this stuff fixed it. I'm trying everything. I can't. I've never seen this before. I go tell my leader, I think I'm dead. I don't know what's happening, but I think I'm dead. Please let me know if this, like, if anything like this has happened to you or someone. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know what it is. But I end up just restarting the game because it's been so long, and I just gave up at that point, and as you see, I check there, and there are 2 attack bonuses left on the fight. And waited so long that I don't have PS1 anymore, so I changed up my strategy for the fight. I beta heavy at the start, and then I triggered glancing, and then I hit in to trigger regens to give myself buffs when they expire. I want to back up, heavy charge, just SP3. Don't want to give her too much power. And now it's just SP2s, so I'm not going to talk about really the fight anymore. So that is my, yeah, it's my first death of T1 Masters. I got a little bit sad and depressed about this shit for a while. But the worst part, not the worst part, but I still had boss to take after this. So I had to get my mind right. I had to get, I don't want to be taking another fight in the undead mood, or I lost my streak mood. Good news is nor LVT, no one I know counts this as an end to my streak. I'm just counting this as a disconnect. Like, if you disagree with that, just let me know. But I don't see anything I could do here other than not pausing the game, which just isn't. It's just not an option for what I had to. I don't know how I could do that better. So yeah, it's just. I mean, you can see I'm not in a good headspace right now. I'm not. My mental has cracked a bit. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it's a bit rough. It's definitely a bit rough. But I think I'm over it for the most part now. I think I would feel much worse if this was in a close war, but it's not. We won this war pretty easily. So let's get on to this fight. So Kitty versus Gallon on boss node. So it's the same thing that I always do for this fight, which is just throw speed 2 when I can. And just try and build prowess while he has, afterwards while I'm building up to my next one. And it takes like, I don't know how many SP2s it takes. I never really counted, actually. It probably takes like 8 is my best guess. So, yeah, it's just a guess. I have no clue, really. But it's going to vary, obviously, depending on crit RNG. So yeah, and then that thing I started doing last fight where I just dash in even if I don't have phase for the SP1. Because then I can just punish off of it instead of having to like bait out of the heavy. Because I don't think Dexing Gallon's SP1 is safe enough to do in war. Or at least I'm not confident enough to do it in war. I'm sure there like I mean I know there are people who are, but I don't think it's very necessary, especially not if it's on boss node, because no matter what, this is your last fight with it's just your last fight, so it's like not just eat the health, you know what I mean? And it's not worth the risk in my opinion. So yeah. This is fairly standard. Just I mean, I know it's pretty standard. I've taken it a couple times now before. Yeah. I'd like to be. What's it called? I would like to be. At or above 10 prowess when I throw SP2, but it's not really necessary. It's just preferred. Here, I'm not in a great position with prowess because I don't have enough, and I'm just not letting it intercept. He finally gives me one there, so I am able to phase this, but I have like no prowess, so I really need like another intercept or two for any damage, and I'm just not really landing it, so I just have to go. Get good crit energy on that one anyways, and I have 2 minutes left to take off about, is that 20 something percent? I don't know. It's whenever I record this, it's really hard to see the screen. To see like the health bars and stuff. So yeah, just this is like 2 more SP2s. He'll go down. I think I want to bait this last SP1 out first, and then, because then I can just knock out those planetary charges, planetary mass. Sorry. So now just one more SP2 will do the job. So yeah. Here we go. I'm gonna phase this one, throw my own SP2, and that ought to be it. Bit heavy. Don't throw SP2. There we go. Throw SP2. Fight goes down. There we go. And I'm still very, very sad about my disconnect, but you know what? If we don't count the DC, my BG, we got a donut this war, so very proud of us.